No games of hoops on a Wednesday night, but the NBA has done it again. We got Kawhi on the Raptors. We have Walker Kessler on the Lakers. And we got Jalen Brown on the Sixers. We'll get into it all. My name is Shlomo Stark.
My name is Levi Jacob.
And this is the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Levi, LeBron decided to leave the Lakers. That could have, in theory, been the biggest part of the offseason. Then I think Kawhi one-upped him. Because I think Kawhi to the Raptors is bigger news than LeBron wherever he goes, just at this stage in their careers. Walker Kessler tried, but I still think the Kawhi news was bigger. And then Jalen Brown said, hold my beer. And the Boston Celtics made one of the most shocking trades I've ever remember. It's not even true because the Luka trade was more shocking. But it's a still very shocking trade, let's say it that way. Jalen Brown gets traded to Paul George for 2 first rounds and 2 second rounds and like a swap or whatever. Jalen Brown won Finals MVP 2 years ago. This season carried what was supposed to be a lottery team to the NBA playoffs. Lost in the first round to, I would say, no fault of his own. Arguably a top 7 or 8 player in the league, arguably. And he gets traded for a guy who was voted in Bill. You ever listen to Bill Simmons' worst contract draft of the year? He was voted second worst. He was picked second overall. If I'm a Boston fan, I'm so angry. And I'll give the question to you, Levi. What do you think happened here? Was the situation in Boston so bad with Jalen Brown? They couldn't get anything for him and they had to trade him and not just keep him? How do you make sense of this trade?
Yesterday, there was a video going viral. I don't know if you saw this. There's 2 people climbing the Empire State Building. And
to get engaged, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
they unfurled a flag that says, when the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I think there's like some sort of AI situation because I saw the flag say girls love DJs.
That's really funny.
And
that's a great bit. Excellent.
I actually thought that's what the flag said until right now. Like it just said, like it was just a tweet that said, "Hey, look what the flag says," and it said "girls love DJs." And I'm like, what a weird thing to do. But like, all right, like if this couple's weird anyway, they're climbing up the Empire State Building to get engaged. I guess they like. So, are you positive that that's what it said?
100% positive.
I was positive that this is what it said.
The reason why I bring that up is the world will not know peace when Brad Stevens just goes and does something like this. This is beyond human comprehension. This is beyond reason.
The Celtics are going to be mad, no? The fans.
To be clear, I think that Paul George is not as bad right now as people are making him out to be. Like I think that last year was closer to what he can be, and especially for the Celtics, they don't have as many spacing issues because Jalen Brown likes to operate in the middle. Now they have Mitch Robinson also.
Levi, stop. I'm interrupting you. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are the Celtics worse or better right now?
Oh, by far worse.
So then stop it with that. Stop with it. Don't defend how good George is. The Celtics made a trade. They traded their best or arguably best or second best player. They were a playoff team last year and they lost in the first round and now they are worse. Don't give me the Paul George. Nobody wants to hear that Paul George is not as bad as they say.
Brian Windhorst, I think it was Brian Windhorst, said that internally the Celtics felt that Derek White had a better season last season than Jalen Brown.
What is going on? This is another thing. I actually now believe the Jalen Brown 7th best player thing. Until now, I was like, oh, that's a stupid thing that Bobby Marks, whatever.
Right.
But if this is the trade, then everyone in the world except the Celtics think Jalen Brown's better than he is.
Well, that's what's crazy is that I feel like that story broke, and then they traded him to the team that felt that way. I mean, the Celtics were the ones who were saying that about Jalen Brown. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. The argument is, I understand you wanted to trade him and addition by subtraction, whatever, all that stuff. My question is just, you're really telling me that nobody was offering you a better package, and now you're competing against him within your own conference? What sense does that make? It
In your
makes
own division.
literally in their own division. And Paul George is making still an exorbitant amount of money. Like, that didn't really help you with the books at all either. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. This was you reignited the possibility of what the 76ers can provide in a playoff series, in a finals run. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get what they were thinking. It doesn't. This is when analytics get too focused on, is how this ends up happening. But crazy that Paul George might be a part of yet another most egregious trade of all time. Like, poor guy, his legacy is just going to be tarnished by like all the things that people thought that he was worth. It's crazy. Jalen Brown, even if you want to say top 10, you want to give him, the space of 4 spots, 5 spots, whatever you want to say. It doesn't make any sense. Get more picks at least. Like,
let's talk about this. How bad do you think it was in Boston? Because
Jason Tatum hasn't been talking about this.
I'll tell you what it is. It's so much better to do nothing.
Right. Just keep it.
So, right. It's so much better. And I think the whole world is going to think this. But Brad Stevens is a smart guy. Like, we know this. So there must be something we don't know, which is, Brown hasn't had like health issues. So it's not that he's not healthy. There must be some sort of like, the value of Brown didn't exist. And the locker room situation or Brown with the organization has just gotten so bad that they're like, I'd rather Paul George the picks and the backlash than keep Jalen Brown.
He is a smart guy. I actually didn't like him as a coach. Brad Stevens is a smart guy. He also deleted his Instagram after this. So maybe he knows that. Yeah, that's the truth. Is like, I also feel bad. Like, just why? Why do you do this? Why do you have to do this? Now Jason Tatum is going to hear this also the whole offseason about how is your team so stupid? You forced him out, blah, blah, all this stuff. Like, it's just like, why? Why are we doing this? Why? The Celtics are also like, they're a smart, good team. I'm like, my brain is still trying to process it. It doesn't
You know who I feel
sense.
bad for? Mitchell Robinson. I don't know that he would have signed with the Celtics.
I think he still would have.
Maybe, because there's a lot of money.
They're also going to pay him. They're paying him a lot of money to still play the same role he played for the Knicks. Like, they need him to come in and like help out.
Also, like, Celtics love big men that love rebounding. Like, it's still in the Bill Russell DNA, so I'm happy for him.
I posted right afterwards, right after Shams dropped that tweet about him being traded. I was like, someone's got to go check on Bill Simmons. Like,
yeah, so Bill Simmons tweeted that he's going to talk about it tomorrow.
It is what it is. Someone was like, he should literally charge like $500 for everybody able to listen to that next episode, because they were talking about Jamal Murray. They were talking about, earlier this offseason, he was talking about being in a trade for Giannis. Like, this is...
They chose not to take Giannis. Like, they were it's crazy.
It's nuts.
Okay. Kawhi is a Raptor.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
The East is good.
Yeah. And it's
like,
exactly what they needed.
Like, before, let's just close the loop on the Celtics. Mitchell Robinson was a great signing. And I think that they're probably going to make more moves. I don't think their team is Tatum, George, White.
Yeah.
And whatever. I think they're probably making more moves. So we'll close the loop there. But the Knicks are better than the Celtics. My question to you is, are the Knicks better than the Raptors and Sixers?
I still think so. But I don't think it was a good move necessarily from Dolan to come out, as we mentioned, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and say up front, we're not going to try to be over the second apron.
Who's the Sixers GM?
He's a new guy. I don't remember his name.
It's not Daryl Morey anymore, right?
Yeah. I think it's like Matt.
You know what? I don't care. If we don't know his name, we don't know his name. Great first trade, new Sixers GM.
Excellent. Yes.
Great job.
Yes.
The Sixers now have Maxey, Edgecombe, Jalen Brown, and Joel Embiid.
Dude, I can't. My brain. Gansey is his name. Is the GM.
Great. They're going to
Or
be good,
president
the
of
Sixers,
basketball
next year.
They were good this year. To be fair, they just ran out of gas playing against the Celtics. But
Playing
like,
against the Knicks.
no, I'm saying they ran out of gas playing against the Celtics. So when they played against the Knicks, they had nothing.
They played perfectly against the Celtics. They ran out of gas playing against the Knicks.
Yeah. So I'm saying they used up their legs on playing the Celtics.
The Knicks destroyed them. Don't give the Celtics credit for tiring them out. The Knicks demolished them. They beat the Celtics. If they played the Celtics in an 8-game series, they would win. If they had one more game against the Celtics, I think they'd win that game. I don't think they ran out of gas. I think that the Knicks were much better than them.
Yeah, I think that they were also. But how many games out of that series did Maxey score 20 points?
Which series?
The Knicks series.
None, because we're sick at defense.
Yeah, but also
give us credit. The Celtics did not tire them out. If it was a 9-game series against the Celtics, 2 more games, Sixers probably still would have won. I don't want to hear that.
No, it's not. First off, it was a 7-game series for a reason. It went down to the wire.
I'm saying if let's say they had to play one more game against the Celtics, I don't think they would have looked like game 1 against the Knicks. I think they would have looked just as good against the Celtics. That's what I'm saying.
Could be. I don't know. I don't know if I agree,
positive.
But it's fine.
Positive.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you're positive. No, but I definitely think that the Knicks are still better. Like scheme-wise, whatever.
You say the Knicks destroyed them. You don't say they ran out of gas against the Celtics. That is an inaccurate depiction of history. They beat the Celtics and got killed by the Knicks.
Yeah.
They ran out of gas once they played the Knicks. You could say that. Ridiculous to say that the Celtics are the ones that ran them out of gas. Celtics lost to them in a 7-game series. Anyway. Raptors. Barnes and Barrett. And Barnes, I don't know why I said Barrett, although Barrett is there. Barnes, Barrett, and Kawhi.
It's fun to say, I feel like. Barnes and Barrett.
B&B.
It's going to be awesome. It's if caveat, if Kawhi can have a season like he had this season. If not for all the previous seasons with the Clippers where he just didn't play, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think the part of that was that there was an ongoing investigation about him and his relationship to the team. And maybe that kind of made him feel like his back is against the wall. And I saw somebody be like, Kawhi went to the Raptors so that he wouldn't be within state lines. And I thought that was very, like, within the territory of the United States.
I want to just say, let's take the top 4 teams in the East, top 4 teams in the West.
Yeah.
If you say Knicks, Sixers, Raptors, Heat. Okay?
Okay.
And then you say Denver, Minnesota, Thunder, Spurs.
I don't feel we talked about this, whatever day that was. I don't feel comfortable putting Minnesota there yet. So
let's take the top 3. Denver, Spurs, Denver.
Okay.
And let's take the Heat out also. So Denver, Spurs, Thunder, and Knicks, Sixers, Raptors. Are we so sure the West is better than the East? Like so much better?
I think that the Knicks did that already in the finals run. I don't think you need to go that far. I think that I mean, I hear the call.
I'm saying in general as a conference, not who has the best team in the conference. The Knicks prove that they have the best team in the conference. But the question is, people I would think still would say the West is better. And now I'm saying, once you put Brown on the Sixers and Kawhi on the Raptors, first of all, you moved someone from West to East. That's one. And 2 is you moved a team that was solid on the East to now that should be like a contender in the East. So I just feel like the East is. And we didn't even talk about like the Pistons and the Hawks.
By the way, you know, it's a crazy thing just because of how the Celtics play. I'm not going to be able to get over just talking about this, but based on how the Celtics
keep bringing
play,
it back. You keep bringing it back.
I know because I'm still processing. Based on how the Celtics play, I don't think that they're going to be that much worse, which is crazy because Jalen Brown is definitely, he makes them better, you know? but it's wow.
They're,
I
they're
think
not worse because they missed they missed Jason Tatum all last season. So now they're missing Brown basically. And
right.
and they're replacing like they're not so much worse than last season because they were supposed to be awful last season, which is a credit to Jalen Brown. But 2 years ago they were a finals team and they're much worse than that.
Yeah,
They're not making the finals with this team.
what I would say as far as I don't think they will. As far as the conferences being equal or closer to equal now, I would say that I would feel more confident in a larger amount of Western Conference teams. However, they have to go through the Thunder and the Spurs, and I don't trust them to do that. So in terms of like who's coming out of each conference, it is more like, in a sense, it's more of a it's more even. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
think that the Lakers moves yesterday were great. And the Lakers moves yesterday were great. I think that Kawhi, though, to the Raptors is like a perfect cherry on top. They don't lose out on much. Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick went back with, I think, 2 second rounds, two first and 2 swaps. If Kawhi is healthy, it's going to be a lot of fun. And Scotty Barnes finally gets to play next to a real scorer. Hopefully, Mano Quickly is healthy next season. I think that this Raptors team, like, no one's going to want to play against them. They're really physical, really annoying on defense. I will say that who is a loss for them is Mamu, who went to the Lakers yesterday. He added a little special something to that team last season that people didn't get enough of, like on national broadcasts. But I just like the Raptors a lot. I think that they're a great team, and it's going to be. I'm looking for. I really hope that that they stay healthy, and the Pacers are also probably going to be back next year.
Oh yeah,
So that's fun.
Let's see. All right, well, I'll finish with this. Bill Simmons tweeted yesterday, "This Jalen situation can be fixed with 1 3-hour dinner in the private room at Toscano's, table for 6, the Jays, Joe Maz, Stevens, Chisholm, and Wick. And just everyone needs to just talk and say, the right trade isn't there. Stuff happened. Just talk it out with the agents, family, and extended circle. Everyone is just poisoning it. Let's just run it back." And then someone just tweeted, "Update, the dinner was a disaster."
Yeah, I also saw somebody commented about somebody else on Twitter commented about the Lakers offseason. There's like a lot of discourse about like, was Walker Kessler worth the 4 picks that they're getting, 2 picks, 2 pick swaps, whatever, tied in with Grimes and Mamu and whoever the last person was that they got. Oh, Sexton, so random. Someone commented that was like, it's like a Celtics account was like, you know what, like I have my complaints about Brad Stevens, but thank God we're not Rob Pelinka. And then somebody it was literally like the hour before the trade happened, and someone commented, they're like, "Still happy about that, buddy?" It's like, yeah, yikes,
Insane.
wow,
Insane. That was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes left. And thank you, Levy, for coasting, for producing 4. Just being awesome and being great, being with me through this. I want to thank you, Max, Max is helping me install a car seat today. So I'll thank him for
great
that.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for listening. Levy, before we go, do you think tomorrow when we pod, LeBron James will be on a new team? Just yes or no?
Yes.
Boy, that'll be a fun pod. All right. See you tomorrow.